Emily Schaffer, Vice President of Strategic Alliances for YUPRO Placement. When people think of apprenticeships, I think it is recognition that some of our best learning happens in the workplace, that the workplace can be our best classroom. And when we think back to the tradition of apprenticeships, most of that is for learning on the job and connects closely to trades. You think of skilled trades like plumbers, electricians, etc., where you can learn some of your preparation you can learn in a classroom, but for most of those, you learn by doing. The surprise is, actually all of us learn by doing. And in the world of work, we're learning every day. So apprenticeships is a strategy to bring new talent into your organization and enable them to learn on the job with additional supports, tracking their competencies, making sure that they're making progress. It's a way for you to bring talent in and really ensure that they are learning on the job, that they're understanding what's required in the role, building their skills, getting to the next level, all while they're executing the job as you would expect them to. Employers who utilize apprenticeships recognize that there's value in identifying talent that is learning on the job, that in today's world where we're moving really fast, it's necessary to screen for talent that can evolve and move with the market and as your technical tools evolve. When you bring on an apprenticeship, by its very nature, you're bringing on someone who is learning on the job. That's what an apprenticeship is. And this differentiates an apprenticeship candidate. So they may bring in an apprentice knowing that they have an entry-level role. And instead of hiring someone as a typical employee, they're going to hire them and bring them on with some infrastructure support for the skills and competencies development that they'll be doing on the job. I think, number one, in a professional environment, people don't always think of apprenticeship first when they think about an early career talent strategy. Apprenticeships have long applied to the skilled trades, but actually made it into the professional knowledge worker ecosystem. So for a long time, we've been able to access apprenticeships in the world of knowledge workers, information technology roles, etc. There's a huge potential to bring in early career talent under the banner of apprenticeship. When I think about the barriers for employers, number one is just thinking about an apprentice as an option. Another barrier for employers in managing an apprentice is sometimes there's a perception that the apprenticeship comes with significant administration. You've got to find the right candidate and set up enough hours of training and track competencies along the way. And while it's true that those things are part of the apprenticeship, by working with a partner like YUPRO Placement, you can gain the benefit of the talent on the ground, the talent that is differentiating itself from your average entry and early career person by virtue of learning on the job. If you bring them in through YUPRO Placement, you can send all that administration over to us where we'll happily take it on and make sure that the experience from the employer side is smooth and easy. We can do the paperwork, serve as the employer of record, track competencies, etc. We'll make sure that that apprentice is all set up and ready to go, partnering with the talent organizations that we source that apprentice from. One of the benefits of working with YUPRO Placement is that we were created to support the talent at the career stage that apprenticeship is also designed to support. This means that we have performance coaching ready to go. We've got wraparound services, including connections to resources like childcare, food, and housing, as well as on-call support for workplace issues that can be challenging. We've got upskilling partnerships where people in our talent community can access skill building and job seeker workshops. And all of these are really built to set up our talent for success. So you'll find that YUPRO Placement has a 92% retention rate for our talent community overall, and that translates to a stronger apprenticeship, a stronger finish, and stronger performance experienced by that employer. From an employer side, an apprenticeship can seem somewhat complicated. You're identifying someone who has got some prior experience or enough technical skill to add value on day one, and then there's a program that they go through to build their skills on the job, and that's really what we think of as the apprenticeship. When an apprenticeship is over, the apprentice has certification and competencies that they carry with them through their career. even if the company they did their apprenticeship at doesn't decide to keep them on or to hire them permanently. So there's a ton of advantages to apprenticeships. When we think about that from an employer perspective, those are all aspects that you feel you might need to provide. So you might need to have a relationship with a training partner who can get you access to talent that has completed a pre-apprenticeship or has enough technical skill to add value to your team. You might feel that you need to work closely with a program sponsor or be the program sponsor for this apprentice and then register with either the federal infrastructure through the Department of Labor or the state infrastructure. Those are all a lot of complicated steps that small and medium-sized businesses often don't have the bandwidth to take on. Larger companies, sometimes it's not in their interest to do this. Working with a partner like YUPRO Placement means that you can access talent across more than 50 nonprofit training partners, that we can source that talent for you as we serve as the employer of record. We'll take on the administration of that apprentice while the employer just gets the benefit of someone on their team contributing value and learning on the job every day. Companies that take on apprenticeships are companies that have a true talent strategy around their early career talent pipeline. You're not just going to fall into an apprenticeship. What we find is that apprentices are self-selecting for their determination, adaptability, and persistence in accessing the career aspirations that they've got. They're pushing themselves to acquire new skills, to add value to your team every day. And those are differentiating characteristics that are going to help your early career talent strategy be more successful with that apprenticeship. Also, from an employer perspective, you get to try before you buy. See this apprentice in action. Make sure that they're able to, acquire those new skills, meet your technical requirements, etc. You can test that out before you're fully committing to a full-time employee. This is a great way to provide both a work-based learning experience for someone who is an early career talent, while also helping you access a talented individual to contribute to your team without the commitment of an FTE. Apprenticeship is one of the strategies that we have as a collective for our country to invest in talent pipelines we anticipate needing. So apprenticeships are really supported by government infrastructure that says we anticipate we'll have need on the horizon in specific fields and areas. And so as a company, if you do see a talent need in that area, you should absolutely be taking advantage of the government supports, training, and supporting apprenticeships in those talent domains. So at YUPRO Placement, we place in a wide range of occupations for apprenticeships, everything from IT to software development to mainframe development down to biotech. We place in a wide range of apprenticeships and as part of the strategic talent priorities for our country and for our employers.